Hi everyone, Val here of Vala's Vintage and Vine, and today we are going to do the second series, the second part to the Black Rose Manor series. And so if you recall, my last one was the spider cupcake cards. Well, we're going to do the sweet drinks cups today. So this is what they look like. I've got two done. So this one, so they're the gift card holders. And so you can see you can put a gift card in there. It's a hidden paper clip design. And then it has, put this back together here. I have so much stuff in here, it's hard to see where the opening is. But that's what makes it fun. Okay, so, and then you've got the pocket on the front, and they have these cute little danglies off the front pocket. And then on the back, we add the little banner, and then you've just got a pocket full of fun stuff. We've got tags and tickets, candy, more tickets, some clip art. Got the little bat that goes in there. So anyway, there's the purple one, and these kits, all of these kits, you get 3 designs per kit. So so you've got the purple. And then we're going to do, there's the green one with the toad, the cute little toad here. They have these little cards. There's tags inside the cards. But again, you've got the bingo cards on the front and then your banner on the back. So the one that we're going to put together today, I'm going to show you how to put these together. We're going to put the orange one together with Jack on it. So let me tip this down so you can see what we're doing. All right, hope you can see that all okay. Let me scoot this back. Turn my light here a little bit. It's shining in my eyes. But I don't want it in the frame. I don't know how I had my set. I took my setup down. We had company come and I cleaned off my table and took all my setup down, and I don't remember how I had it because it was perfect before. Okay, so you've got these pieces here. So these are the outside cover of your drink cups, and then these are the inside covers, or the inside piece. And then you're going to need your pockets right away, your toppings, and then there's a little card that looks like this. Okay, that's gonna be the part that we put the paper clip on, so you're gonna need that out. So I already have everything cut out and it's been shaded. I'm going to get my paper clip out here. And so what I did with these is I just put the paper clip on this little guy here, just like that, okay? And then it's going to get glued. We're going to put it on the inside of one of these. So I'm going to put it as close to the top as I can get it, if you can see that there, okay? Can you hear my dog? I need to get this done. I have 100 things going on today, and I just got back from a walk, and then it was dog play time, and so he's pretty tired. He's down here panting up a storm. I try to get his playtime done early in the morning while it's still cool enough. All right, so you're just gonna glue that on like that. And then you're gonna take this part. Now what I want you to do is we're going to put glue. You don't really want to come all the way down the sides here. So just at the top where the lid is, you're going to put glue there, and then come on across this guy here. And you're going to put glue down to that end, and then go ahead and fill this in with some glue. Okay? You just don't want the sides glued down here. And you're going to line these up. And they should line up pretty good. Depending on your cut job, it doesn't really matter because you can't really see anything by the time you get all the fun stuff in the pockets. You don't really notice the rough edges. Feel free to trim. If it's bugging you, trim it off. I just like to take my ink dabber, and I just usually just dab a little bit more ink on them. the edges where it's kind of showing some white. Okay, so now we're gonna just stick that aside and we're gonna work on the pocket. So I've already scored these and I like to get them laying as flat as you can. So hit them with your bone folder or the ends of your scissors, whatever works for you. Okay, and you're going to put some glue on there, and then I like to start from the bottom and just slide it up. And that's the easiest way to put those on. And if you're using glue like I am, you can adjust it. If you're using tape, it's a little bit harder to adjust. That's why I like to use glue, because I typically have to adjust stuff so I can slide it around. So we're gonna get that in place. And then you can move it around. Give it a good press. Looks good. All right, we're gonna set that aside. Okay, so now for the dangles. We're gonna take the one pocket and we're gonna find our little bingo cards here. And I also have on your sheet, you've got these little guys here. They're the little wax designs. We're going to punch holes in all of these. So, and I'm going to do the little hole. So I have my little hole punch. That's what I like to use on these. And you don't want to go too far in. I think I want to come over just a little more. But you need enough space that your jump ring will go over the sides of the paper. And then we're gonna do one here. Then we're gonna do one here. I'm gonna come in about this far and punch that. So can you see where I did the punch there? It's about that far in, right there. I'm gonna get a jump ring. It doesn't need to be too big. These are such a fun and easy gift, you guys. You can also put little treats inside that pocket if you wanted to. Or cash. But they just work up so fast once you get everything cut out. Most of my projects are like that. Some are a little time consuming, but for the most part they work up pretty fast. Get that guy on there. All right, and then we're gonna stick it on here. Close it up. There you have it. So now we've got our tags on there. And now what I like to do with these, you can use ribbon, you can use whatever you like to use. I like to use the fibers. And I've got a bag of, these are Little Jack's lantern fibers. There's a gal on Etsy that I buy these from. I just love her shop, and that's where I get all my fibers. Let's see, do I want that? Or this one looks kind of fun too. I'm gonna stick with this one. Now I just gotta find the end. There we go. That through there. There we go. And you can even add more to that if you want. This guy doesn't seem to want to stay tied though. It'll be okay. Okay. Set these aside because I'm gonna need some more. And I think that this is probably dried enough that we can add the pockets to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the pockets now, then we'll go back and we'll add the topping to this, and that gives our pockets time to dry so we can stick stuff in them. So remember, you're doing pockets, so you're just doing 3 sides. And I come up, oh, I like to come up off the bottom just a little. I'll show you about how far here. So just a little bit. I'm gonna flip it, and we're gonna do the same thing on this side. Yeah, I know, baby. That's why we go play early in the morning. It's already starting to get warm out there. Okay. Now we're gonna add the banner on the back. And you can put it at an angle, you can center it. We're gonna angle this one. I think I have one centered and one angled on the other 2. Okay, so then let's just set those aside so that those pockets can dry. And we're going to get our little toppings. And they should line up pretty good, depending on your cut job. Sometimes my cut job isn't the best, but it doesn't really matter. I adjust it when I get it on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna hold it on there about where I want it. So I want it to come down to about where this line is down there. So I'm gonna flip it once I get it in place. I'm gonna take my pencil and I'm gonna mark just along the top there. That tells me how far I'm going to go with my glue on that side. So we're just gonna glue along the bottom here. Okay. I'm gonna stick that back on there. And I'm gonna flip it back over and we're going to line it up, get it even the way that I want it to set on there. So about like that. And just give it a press. And then now you can flip it over and we're going to glue just the top part of this. And then the whole part of this. And you're going to take your piece and you're going to line it up. That. The straws is where I always get off a bit. Slide it back a little bit. There, that looks really good. There's just little spots here and there, and as I said, then what I like to do is I'll just go in with my little shading tool and you just give them a little bit of shade, they just hide. You don't really notice them. You can trim them if you'd like. Do whatever feels good to you. Okay, there we have it. So that is done. So that will slip right into the top, just like that. Okay, so see, we are 14 minutes in on this. Of course, everything's been cut out and shaded, but they just don't take very long at all. Okay, so now let's stuff the pockets. So let's see, I've got one tag here that I left undone that I wanted to put I want to put a ribbon or a fiber in that. And then I want to take one of these candies because I like the frillies, and we're going to punch a little hole in that so we can add something fun to that. Then I think I'm going to add something fun to Jack here. So I'm going to punch a hole in him. All right. So let's pick out some fun stuff. Now I already have a ribbon, so we're going to use that with I want to double. I think I want to double Jack, so we're going to do the ribbon, and let's do this one too. One more leg there. There we go. I think I got them all. And then if you pull one at a time, then you can get them closed easier without ripping your tags. So if you didn't already know that, it usually helps if you pull one string at a time. All right, so Jack is ready. Let's see, what do I want to put on? So many fun things in here. Then the fun part is trying to find the ends. Look at this one, this is really cute. Let's see here. Okay, I don't want that one. Sometimes they're all tied up here and then I just make a mess. I just like to make a mess. Okay. This is the one I'm after. Let's pull that out. That's way too long. There's an extra end here. Set that aside. You can use whatever you want on your stuff. If you have a lot of ribbons, you can do rickrack. Sometimes I like to use the little rickrack on there. Sometimes I find the little pom-poms and I'll do the little pom-pom strands on there. So anything and everything is cute. So whatever strikes your fancy. Okay, let's see. Let's do one more. What do I want here? Let's do this kind of gold colored. I don't like that for this. Let's do this one. Like this one. All right, should be done with that. Surprised my brain is even working. I've had such a busy morning today. So much going on. Okay. This is actually downtime for me. And I've got my next set all cut out and shaded, so hopefully I will have a video ready and have those posted next week. These will get posted today. Today being July 20, where are we at? July 20th. All right, so I have everything ready to go. So now we can just start deciding where we want to put stuff in the pockets. That's always the fun part. Adding all the fun little things. Okay. So I like to start with the front. And we're gonna start with a tag here. And maybe another tag. And I try to do them off to one side. Let's put the candy in here, up front, and maybe Jack up front. And we have these trick or treat. I have a trick or treat in here. We have these cards here, so you can stick that in. We're moving to the back, so there's a little card there that you can write something in. And I'm gonna add the two tags and the candy. other ephemera piece. Okay. Oh, and you know what? I have some tickets that need to go in there, and I think we can make them fit. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to move Jack around to the back, and we're going to stick the tickets in here. Right there, and let's put Jack back here because Jack's got a tie on him, and I like the extra ties. All right, you guys, there you have it. Look at how quick and easy these are. So we've got Jack, we've got our toad, and we've got our little bat. And there's your sweet treat cups for Halloween. Thank you for joining me. It was another fun day. Stay tuned. I have some more fun things coming. Have a wonderful day now. Let me tip this up so I can say bye.